So from school you studied journalism?
Yes. Yeah.
And so it was this kind of, what you're doing now is pretty much like the pinnacle, really, in Australia of what you can do with what you've done.
Well, I mean, it's certainly what I was reaching for, I think, but never thought, I mean, you know, when I got my first job in the Channel 9 newsroom when I was 19 years old, I didn't think I'd even be on air. I thought I'll never get to be on air like these reporters in the newsroom, you know, Lane Calcutt and Spencer Jolley and Sally Eels and all these terrific reporters that were in the newsroom at the time. And so even getting my first gig on air, you know, the first day I went out and did a story on mini water tanks, a weekend extra in Queensland, and I thought, I can't quite believe this is happening. So, I suppose I could never have envisaged myself being at this point at the age of 30, certainly. But it's certainly where I was always kind of hoping to end up.
Yeah, how incredible. But when you did finish your course, you got snapped up pretty quickly by Channel 9, right? Like your career has always been at Channel 9.
Yeah, well, I actually, I applied for a job. So I did a gap year first, came back from my gap year, and applied for a job within about 6 months in the newsroom for a junior position. Again, this is Mum. Mum knew a woman who worked in the library who said, oh, maybe I can hand her CV in for her, and Mum the coordinator. So, you know, if it weren't for her, I probably would never have worked at 9, or potentially. So I applied for this junior job and it came up a few months later and started rolling the auto cue for Heather Ford and Bruce Page and running them scripts and then just very, very slowly worked my way up and around and down around and up again and ended up on air a bit further down the track.
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it, though, that you go, okay, that's kind of, I guess in a way I was like that with radio. I always wanted to, not all, I remember when I was younger, kids were talking about, what do you want to do when you grow up? And I remember said, I want to be on radio, and people laughed. Yeah. Saying, as if, it's ridiculous. So I was kind of like, oh, there goes that dream. That's silly, I won't do that. But then when I kind of got in behind the scenes on radio, I'm like, I really want to do this. And when it happened, I was like, wow. That's kind of when I was like, you know what? If you fucking work hard.
Exactly, yeah.
And if you really, why not?
Yeah.
And sometimes it'd be like, they didn't always, you know, like people like Kate Langbrook and stuff I loved, but I was like, they started somewhere too. Why not?
Yeah, you know? Well, that's it. And I think I was always proud of how, I don't know about proud, but I appreciated the fact that I was working hard and I was giving it my all. And and at the end of the day, I think good things come to people who work their tushies off. Yeah. And that's what I did. And I worked voluntarily in different departments, and I gave up all my holidays to sit on the PA desk or to sit on the COS desk or to work in the news library or whatever. And it all paid off. And that's, you know, it's the first question you get asked by anyone who wants to work in the industry is what's your advice for getting in there? Yeah. And it's just be prepared to work your backside off and roll up your sleeves and give up your weekends and just get your foot in the door somewhere and keep nudging the rest of your body in until until you become valuable to them.
Totally.
Yeah.
So because your first job too was McDonald's. So was mine.
Yeah. Oh my God. No wonder we're so, bestie-like.
I lasted 9 months there though.
Oh, I lasted longer, but for the last probably year and a half, I was doing one shift every fortnight.
Yeah. Oh my God. I was on the drive-through, and my hands would get so fucking
cold.
So
you talk about, Today Show news reading being the pinnacle of, whatever news reading, but doing the drive-through at McDonald's.
Was it?
That's top notch. Doing the handing it, not taking the orders.
I took the orders. I took the orders.
No, you. Sorry.
Yeah, I know, because the other ones would get to race around.
That's where I was.
Enough.
Yeah, you've got to.
Oh, so you were at the pinnacle.
You went fast.
I was so slow, and then I'd get. I'm like, I'm hungry. Can I have a break? And they'd be like, you've been here for an hour.
Oh, I need some more nuggets.
Yeah, and then remember, you get half-price meals straight away after you're finished.
I used to eat so much McDonald's. People say, "Oh, you're so off McDonald's." I was eating so much McDonald's when I worked there, but I was burning like 1 million calories at the time playing netball and everything else, and racing around. I was on the busy job. I wasn't just taking the orders.
I was taking the orders, and I'd be like, "Can I have a Fanta?" And I'd go, just drink Fanta like it was water. I was such a little feral. Oh my God. But anyway, it's like I'm caught up with Jane Kennedy the other day from Working Dog, beautiful woman, and she said people who would work at McDonald's, they would go, great. And even still, people know if you worked at McDonald's, it is such a great training ground.
Such a great training ground. Work as you go.
Yeah.
And clean as you go, sorry. And the customer's always right. Always look busy. There's always something to do. You know, it's there are so many things and skills that you learn in that workplace that you can take with you anywhere.
Yeah.
And it's a really great sort of mentoring program through the different managerial positions as well. It's a great structure.
Yeah, right.
I suppose.
You were in there long enough to learn it all.
Well, I never got into a position of management because I called in sick too often, I think. But
I remember once I called up and said my dog's got run over by a car. I didn't even have a dog. And I got my friend with an English accent to call up and pretend to be me. And he's so dumb when you're like, that doesn't sound like me.
That's an elaborate way to call in sick.
I know.
Didn't you just get your mum?
No, she wasn't home. It was like after
She
school.
wasn't on board with the calling in sick
No way,
situation.
no chance.